Hey YouTube, welcome to Sunker. Wait a second. What is this place? In all seriousness, I haven't uploaded a video in 8 months. 8 months. Sunkerns Lab has been dead for 8 months. So I can understand your surprise at seeing this video. However, don't think this is a comeback. It's really not. I'm not going to be making consistent videos. So if you were looking forward to that, sorry. If you weren't, which is more than likely, because you probably don't give a fuck, which who would, right? Cool. But anyway, I just decided to upload this video because it was like I just got back into Pokemon maybe 4 days ago. So it's been like I am still like a noob compared to what I like in 5th gen. Like I could name off every base speed of every Pokemon that was even competitively viable in any tier. Now it's like I don't even know what speed tier my own Pokemon are. I have to look it up mid battle because I just don't know. So yeah, I mean I'm still pretty new, so keep that in mind when you watch this battle. So don't expect me to be at the caliber that I was last year, because it's just not going to be possible. I've only been playing for 4 days. I mean, I've been stomping the people I've been playing, but I'm only like getting to the 1300s on the ladder, so it's really not, nobody below 1300 is anything special. So I guess I'm just better than average, I guess. So nothing, not too great. So anyway, I do make a lot of mistakes in this battle, and right off the bat I make huge mistakes, which pretty much should have cost me the battle. But I end up coming back from it, and yeah, we're gonna watch how that happens and how I make it happen. So yeah, never give up. Never give up on your dreams and hopes. And so yeah, let's get into the battle. I decided to lead off with my Talonflame. As you can see on the team preview, it has a pretty good matchup against anything, and even the things that it doesn't have a good matchup against, it can just U-turn out. So he leads off with his Politoed. I'm expecting a Scald, so I figure, okay, let me go into my Latios, which is pretty much my win condition at this point, because it pretty much walls his important pokes that I need it to. And he goes for Hypnosis and takes out my win condition pretty much out of the game. So I decide, okay, whatever, I'll go into my Keldeo expecting to switch into his Scizor, because I'm asleep, maybe he can set up an SD. But then he just goes for Ice Beam and stays in again the next turn, when I could have easily killed him with a Sacred Sword. So I don't know exactly why he decided to do that, but like I said, I'm not that high on the ladder. So yeah, we're pretty much just trading blows here, and he decided to switch out into his Ludicolo, which was really obvious. But I figured to myself, okay, if I switch out right now and he goes for a Scald on something, I'm going to take a lot more damage than I want to. I'd rather my Keldeo die, which was a huge mistake. Huge mistake, because I actually do have a Talonflame, which could have taken the obvious Giga Drain. And then I go into my Latios, and I'm like, watching this battle back, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But like I said, it was just, I haven't played in so long consistently that I don't really think the way I used to. I don't think ahead like I used to. So I go into my Latios. I was trying to burn a turn of sleep, because in this generation I think you can switch out and still your turns of sleep will still count. So then I go into my Aegislash to take the obvious Ice Beam. I figure, okay, I burned a turn of sleep, didn't die. That's progress, right? I mean, kind of a waste of a turn, but whatever. So I go for the King Shield. I figure, okay, if he's gonna go for a Hydro Pump or something, I can at least stall out the rain. So I do that. He ends up switching out, but I do end up stalling out the rain. And then I try to switch out, and I'm thinking, okay, this Scizor is probably Mega Scizor, not thinking that, okay, he probably has Mega Mawile. But he's running pretty much like the 5th gen Scizor, and he does have the old-fashioned Pursuit Trapper. So I go into my Hippo. I figure, okay, I can take any hit from Scizor, and I can set up my rocks for free. And then he switches into his Politoed, getting the rain back up. So at this point, it's like I don't want my Hippowdon to die, because I know the sand's going to be useful. Everything on his team gets hit by sand except for Mawile and Scizor. So I figure, okay, I'll keep my Hippowdon around and sack my Latios, which was my win condition, question mark. And at this point, it's 4-6, I'm down 2 pokes, and I figure this battle's pretty much over, I'm done. So, I go into my Hippowdon, get the sand up, and then I double switch out into my Aegislash, expecting, I don't know, an Ice Beam or something. I was pretty much sacking my Aegislash, but I end up living, and because I lived, he can actually, his Politoed is actually going to die to either sand, or it will die to the rocks in its next switch in. So he goes out into a Scizor. I go for the Shadow Sneak. I was just trying to kill that thing, because like I said, it was either going to die to the sand, or it was going to die to the Shadow Sneak, or it was going to die to the rocks next time it switched in. So yeah, I went for the King Shield on his Scizor. I just wanted to lower its attack, because when you attack something that uses King Shield, it lowers its attack. So at this point, I'm kind of like getting my head in the game a little bit here, and I let my Age of Slash die. I probably should have went for a King Shield here, but I figured to myself, okay, if he doesn't go, if he's slower than me, might be able to flinch him and then kill him. So yeah, then I go into my Bishop, and I'm like, please, please don't have Brick Breaker superpower, please. And he just switches out, so I'm like, okay, he doesn't have it. I get free subs up with my Bishop every time his Scizor is in. So then he goes into his Ludicolo, and I figured to myself, alright, he's probably gonna go for like some attacking move, and I could probably Sucker Punch that, but I figured, okay, you know what, I don't even remember what Steel is super effective or weak against, so I'm just gonna go for that, and maybe get a flinch if I'm faster than him. But he ends up being faster than me, which is pretty obvious. He should be faster than me, but I figured I'd give it a try anyway, and then go for the Sucker Punch on the next turn. So I end up killing him with a sub up, and then he goes out into a Scizor, and I'm like, please flinch, please flinch. If you flinch, I win. And then he turns out to have Brick Break, and I'm like, didn't you just switch out like 2 turns ago because you... whatever. So I go for another Iron Head knowing it could take him out, and the only thing he had to hit me was the good old-fashioned Bullet Punch, which would do fuck all against the Bisharp. And then he goes into his Dragonite, and I'm like, okay, Earthquake is so obvious, right? He has to go for an Earthquake here. There's no other option for him to bring this in on me. And then he goes for the Hurricane, so I'm like, alright, whatever. It's special, right? Fine. Whatever. And then he stays in to take a Banded Brave Bird from Talonflame, and I'm like... Talonflame, and I'm like, what? What? Did you just hand me the game? And I'm thinking to myself, like, did this guy really just have me like fucking? He had me down like 2 months, and then he just dropped the game. So anyway, he goes for the Dragon Pulse on my Bishop. I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm assuming he has some type of non-resistant move, like maybe Surf, but he goes for that, and then he switches out, and I'm thinking, all right, maybe my sub will survive the next Dragon Pulse, hoping for a low roll, but then he switches into his Mawile, gives me the +1 attack because of Defiance, and it's game. It's over. It's over. Bisharp's gonna clean. So fresh, so clean, so sharp. Like, it's done. So I go for the Iron Head, I get the flinch. At this point it doesn't matter. Like, he probably could break my sub, but that's pretty much it. So he goes out into his Kingdra, and I figure to myself, okay, I was going for the Iron Head in his Mawile anyway, just to kill it, but I figured, alright, I get half of Kingdra's health. Holy shit, League of Legends, please. I get half of Kingdra's health, and then I go for the Sucker Punch, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. And he subs up. But the thing is I'm not really too worried. It's just the only thing that does for him is it makes it so that I won't have a sub on the next turn, because he'll be able to break my sub, and then I'll be able to break his sub, and then I'll be able to Sucker Punch because he's forced to attack because he doesn't have enough health to make a sub. And if he switches out, he dies to rocks. So he's between a rock and a hard place. He has to attack me, and I have Sucker Punch to kill him. So that's the end of that. I know his Dragonite is so low that it's just going to die to rocks on the switch-in. And his Mawile, if I don't know much about Mega Mawile, because like I said, I'm still new to the competitive 6th gen scene. So, but I did calc out some stuff, and I knew that the Sucker Punch would do nowhere near enough to kill me, and I could just kill it with an Iron Head. And I knew I was faster than it because earlier on I had hit it with an Iron Head and flinched it. So, yeah, that's the end of that battle. It was pretty good. It's not like a display of skill, per se. I mean, I enjoy battling when it's a close battle, and that was realistically a close battle. I really didn't have much for a lot of his pokes, and then he kind of threw it, and then I threw it first, and then he threw it, and then it was like, I played pretty much immaculately at the end there. I could have done a little, a play or two different, but in hindsight. But I made the safer plays, I made the smarter plays, and I ended up coming back. So, if you're ever in a battle that you just think is a lost cause, because I thought that battle was a lost cause. I said in chat to him, I was like, when he put my Latios to sleep, I said GG, like, because I was giving up at that point because I knew that Latios was so important for my ability to win. But because other than Latios, I had nothing for Ludicolo. So, yeah, because I couldn't switch in with Talonflame, and then he had things for Talonflame, so it was like, it's really tough for me to win that battle. I felt like after Latios was put to sleep. Now, I still could have played much better, to be fair, but it's like I said, I'm only like 15 or so battles in total back to 6th gen, so I'm still a little bit shaky. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I may or may not be uploading another video at some point. I mean, I don't know. It won't be soon. Maybe in a couple weeks from now or something. Like, I'm not going to be uploading consistently at all, but you know, there might be one or two here and there if I feel like I have a good enough battle or if I have enough fun playing one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. You can feel free to check out the other videos on my channel, even though they're like a year or so or more old. Or you can subscribe, even though I don't upload many videos. But you know, that's what it says on the outro. So you know, do what you want to do. Peace.